Why don't you play with one of Bart's video games instead? Hugh Down says they're the latest craze.
Foolish dingo. You must find and devour the 7 crystal babies, or spend eternity trapped in deep didgeridoo!
I am so scared. Alright, I guess you're supposed to go through this stupid door. I wonder what's in this glowing barrel. What? Nunchucks? Those aren't even Australian. Oh, great. So I'm dead now. Fine, I'm sick of this stupid game anyway.
The year is now 1997. The PlayStation had an amazing release over here in the West, and one of the most popular games that people bought with their PlayStation was Crash Bandicoot.
And you can also get leading titles
like Crash Bandicoot.
So with the game being such a hit, it shouldn't be any surprise that Sony commissioned Naughty Dog to make a sequel, and the result was Crash Bandicoot 2: Cortex Strikes Back. Now unfortunately I don't have a hard copy of this game. You see, it holds a very special nostalgic period in my life because this game was the very first video game I ever played in my life. I played this game so much that the disc has become so scratched with the laser on the PS1 to the point that it's not playable. So I'll just have to try and conduct this review from my memory, which I do realise isn't the greatest way to conduct a review, but I will try my best. Crash 2 builds on what was great about the first one. The levels are well designed, the characters have more depth in them and have proper personalities. In the first game, Crash was somewhat of an enigma, as where in this one he appears more lovable and cute. Cortex, on the other hand, was just a cliche evil scientist wanting to take over the world, but in this one he's shown to actually be very intelligent by easily manipulating our hero into doing his bidding. It was also this game that introduced a formula that would be used in so many Crash games in the future. That's right. It was in Crash 2 that the warp rooms were introduced. Each warp room contained 5 levels which you could play in any order. Once you completed the levels, you get to challenge a boss. When he's defeated, move on to the next warp room where you get 5 brand new levels which you play in any order, and it repeats like that for about 25 levels and 5 bosses. But this was the first Crash game that also featured the overused crystals, which have been in like every Crash game since. Sometimes as a main plot point, and in other times as extra collectibles in the story. So even though it was a sequel, Crash 2 was arguably the pioneer of the rest of the series. Crash 2 also irons out some of the major problems that occurred in the first one. As soon as you press start new game, you automatically get a cutscene instead of doing the fucking ridiculous way of seeing the opening cutscene from the first game, where you sit staring at the title screen for a while. In fact, in this game you're actually rewarded for watching the cutscene as you gain access to a short secret level that you can only find here. If you skip this cutscene, you lose access to this level. The story, however, is a little iffy. Straight after the events of the first game, Cortex falls 200 feet to the ground and still survives. He lands in a cave and discovers these power crystals, which he finds out can control his new machine, the Cortex Vortex 2.0. But what he had found was the Master Crystal. There are still 25 slave crystals on Earth. Problem is, Cortex has been forced into space due to his base being set on fire by Crash. It also doesn't help that he doesn't have any friends on Earth now. So if he can't find a friend to help him, he'll just find an enemy. Cortex basically kidnaps Crash and makes up a bogus story that the Earth will be destroyed due to the alignments of the planets, and the only way to stop it is by collecting these crystals, and Crash agrees to help him. However, he soon learns the truth behind his plans. The first major thing I have against the story is that Crash is so easily willing to help Cortex. I know he's meant to be a mute character, I understand that, but according to the story, they had an epic battle in the skies above the Wumpa Islands. No matter how dumb Crash is meant to be portrayed, he wouldn't so easily believe that Cortex has seen the error of his ways. Nobody would. The second thing is, who the hell is she? Is that Tawana from the first game? You know, the sexed up Bandicoot who would turn on any guys who's, you know, into that stuff? No, it can't be. Otherwise that means she should have shrunk and should have reversed age because she's lost the body that any 21-year-old prostitute would be proud of. Well, luckily, no, it's not Tawana, it's Crash's younger sister Coco. You see, Sony thought Tawana was a bit too much of a sex icon for children's games and basically feared that a generation would grow up to have a bestiality fetish. So Tawana got the boot from the series and Crash's baby sister was introduced. On top of having a story that makes slightly more sense, the sequel also fixes the problems of the save system. Back in the first one, the save system was cruel and would negate game also containing a password system was pretty much useless. In Crash 2 though, there is a wall in each warp room that says load save on it. This means that you can save your game after every level, and it also means that it will retain all your lives you've earned, unlike that other game. The difficulty of this game was toned down as well, but that's not saying much. That's like saying shitting out a cactus is easier than shitting out an umbrella. In the first game, the terrain and the enemies is what made it hard, but in this game it's how stupidly difficult it is to find all the secret paths and get the extras like gems. For example, in one level you'd have to come across a face paint on the floor. If you walk over it, nothing happens, but if you body slam it, it opens and you go into a secret level. Who would think to do that? Not hard enough? Okay, well in this game there's these things called nitro boxes. If you so much as touch one, they explode and result in instant death. So after a couple of levels learning that lesson, what on God's earth would make you want to decide to randomly climb a couple of nitro boxes that set up like a set of stairs? All these situations lead to finding extra levels, but they are so obscure that you would never figure them out without a guidebook or looking for a nerd on the net to help you out. I mean, does Naughty Dog really want to drive their audience insane with either having an extremely tough game or by obscuring some of the hidden items that they need to see the secret ending? Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back is the classic example of a superior sequel. It wasn't perfect, no, but it was fun to play, a lot more forgiving than its predecessor, and the game is still hard in its own right. The characters are a lot more developed and now have actual personalities. Even Coco has a personality of a computer geek. I would give this game a nice round 8 out of 10.
I am just 4 power wands away from an anti-gravity lozenge. Hope I don't run into that weird little troll.
Hi, Lisa.
Oh, Paul,